Hello everyone, welcome back to the second session of Training Bootcamp. So in this session, we will be making a game and we will be understanding how we can use the block-based coding to do game. And without any further ado, students, let's get started. So today's agenda for the session is make space game. In this activity, we are going to make an exciting battle game that will take place in the space. So the aim of this game is to destroy the army of space monsters by firing bullets on them. So we will be requiring more than one sprite, and the background also will be very unique. And the bullets actually. So we will be having a very different kind of a game today. So I'm very excited. So this is how our code looks for today's session. So without any further ado, let's get started. Meanwhile, please open PictoBlock's application on your respective systems as well, so that we will be doing it together. Right, students? So I want you all to do with me and ask me if you have any doubts as such. We will be able to reply all of your doubts as soon as possible. Okay, so yeah. Let me know if you can see my screen. I hope you can see my screen. Right? Yes. Okay. So I hope you can see my screen right now. And I am using PictoBlock's application here to do this game. Right, students. So now let us go to File. So whenever you have done any program here initially, so just click on File and you can just click on New and you can save the before file and open a new file for today's session, students. And also please make sure to save your file once you're done with it. So last class also we did one activity. So yeah, you need to save your file as soon as you do the activity. Okay, so yes. Now let us start with today's session. So the battle game spaceship. So for this, we don't require Toby sprite. So let us delete this Toby sprite and now select 3 sprites. We'll be needing 3 sprites. One is rocket ship. So if you're not finding rocket ship here, just type here rocket. See, this is the rocket ship we will be requiring. And one more we will be requiring. Just again go back to the sprite and we'll be needing bullet. Okay, so bullet. And one more sprite, the last sprite we will be requiring is the ghost. Right? So just type ghost, G-H-O-S-T, ghost 2. So ghost 2 is what we'll be selecting here for today's session. Now write the code. Before writing the code, let us also change this backdrop. Backdrop is so white in color, right? So let us add some colors to our backdrop. So we will be using space backdrop. Type space here. You can see a number of space, right? Okay, so we can use space, any one space from here. So I can use space 3. Or I can use this space. This is also nice, good looking. Right? So this is the space I'll be using and this is my bullet. So here are some 3 sprites of us which we have selected, students. Correct? So this is the thing. And now let us write the code for this. So whenever you're writing the code, students, make sure you make sure you select that particular sprite. So for example, I'm writing code for rocket ship. Select rocket ship to write code on rocket ship. Okay. So now let us move ahead and write the code. So first, let us start by writing code for rocket ship. So select the rocket ship. And here we will start coding. First, let us start with events palette. Go to events palette and when flag clicked, arise on the cake, very, very important. And we also saw why is it important, right, students? So yes, when flag clicked. So when flag clicked, first let me change the size of your rocket ship. So for that, let us go to looks palette, and you can see set size to. So I don't want this 100% because the rocket is looking too big in the space. So I will change it to 40%. See, when you click on this, it will become 40%. So if 40% is too small, then you can increase it to 50 or 60% as per your choice. Okay, so I have selected it as per my choice. I've just selected it to be 50. You can also select it to be 60 as well. Okay, students. So now let us, now after this, get size to 50%. We will set go to motion palette. In motion palette, we will now give one proper position for our rocket ship. Okay, so whenever I just move to random position, when I click on this green flag, it should come to the initial position, right, students? So for that, we will be writing the code. For that, let us go to motion palette, and in the motion palette, you will be having go to X and Y. Correct? So what will be the X and Y values? X will be 0, change 1 to 0, and Y will be minus 141. Okay, so Y 0 comma minus 140 will be somewhere in the center. Alright, so we are giving the position for the rocket in the starting middle of the stage. Now we can also add the sound, students. So for that, let us go to sound section. In this sound section, you can see space, ripple. So these all I have added previously. So I'll just click on choose a sound, and here video game, just type video game. Here you can, I'll share my screen with the music. Let me just share it one second. Yeah, so okay, so this is the sound we will be using in our today's code. So now go to sounds palette. In sounds palette, click on play sound video game until done. Okay, so play sound video game until done. We'll actually start playing the music. Okay, now let us go to control, and here in this particular section, we will be in this particular activity, we will also create a variables. Right, students? So now go to variables and create two variables. Click on make a variable, write score here. Okay, so it is number only. We are not using alphabets here. We are using number, and it is applicable for all the sprites. Do not change any default settings. Just click on OK. The score is here. Now, one more, we will create a variable. Again, click on make a variable and write here health. Okay, so click on health. Okay. Right, students. So now we have created two variables, that is score and health. Okay. So I'll keep somewhere here so that it is visible. Okay. So now we have created two variables. Let us give some initial value for the variables. Set score. So initially, what should be the score? It should be 0. Right, students? So this score is whenever you are touching, you're shooting the ghost. If that particular bullet touches the ghost, then it will increment the values. Okay, so that's why we have score here. What about health? So whenever this ghost is touching the rocket ship, then the rocket ship is dead. So in that cases, we can give 3 chances. Right, students? So we can give 3 chances. For that, we are setting the health value to 3. We can give 3, and 3 times if it is touching, then it is dead. Okay, so this is how we have set the variables. Now let us give movement for our rocket ship. So whenever I'm clicking on right, it should move towards my right. Whenever I'm clicking on left, it should move towards my left. It here is referring to the rocket ship. Right, students? So for that, let us go to control forever. So if condition. So here we will be using if condition. If. Bring if under forever. Now go to sensing palette. So in sensing palette, we have this key space pressed. right students? So when we want to use the key space, but here we are changing space to right and left respectively. So for that, let us click on this small arrow mark which we have and select the right arrow. So right arrow, it should move towards the right. So it will, let us go to motion palette and select move. 10 steps is too big, right students? So I'll just keep it as 5, the small step. Okay, so the right arrow is done. Let us repeat this for the left arrow itself. So for left arrow, now just duplicate it and bring it here under the if condition. Just change here right to left, and then 5 will become -5. Okay, so this much code will be able to move our rocket ship from right to left or left to right, anywhere, vice versa on this particular direction. But we are not moving up and down because it is not useful, or it is not wanting, or we are not needing that particular operation, so we are not using that. Now one more we want to do is that the rocket ship should shoot the bullet, right everyone? So for that, again, let us just click on right click on if condition and just stop it. First, let us complete this code, students. So here in the up arrow, just select space. If space is pressed, what should we do? We don't want to move anything. We just want to create clone of the ghost. No, it is of the bullet. So go to control palette, and from control palette, select create clone of. But here we are not creating clone of the rocket ship, but we are creating the clone of bullet. Right, students? So we are creating the bullet sprites clone, and then we are not doing it again and again. Like once we are shooting, it should not come forever. So let us give some space time also. For that, let us go to control and bring wait block. So here we are waiting for 0.1 second or 0.2 seconds also is fine. Right, students? So this is the code for our rocket ship. Now let us see if it is moving. Okay, so here one thing what we have done is, students, play sound video 1 until done. So we don't want to play sound until it is done. So for instead of that, you can just write start sound video game 1. Okay, so meanwhile when it is move, it is just playing, and meanwhile we can also move the operation. No need to wait until that music is done. Okay. So the code is perfectly working. I am able to move my rocket ship right, left and all. And if I just click on bullet, then it will also duplicate. But where it should duplicate and what activity it should do, this is what we will be writing code in the next sprite, that is bullet sprite. Okay. So until here, I hope all of you are fine. So now let us go to bullet. So what is the main function of bullet, students? In bullet palette, you need to actually make sure that the bullet is more like, if I am shooting from the rocket ship, it should go and it should touch the ghost. If it is touching the ghost, your score should increase. If the bullet is touching the it is not touching the ghost, if it is touching the edge, then there is no points. The bullet should vanish, and even if it is touching ghost, then also the bullet should vanish. So for this, we will be selecting bullet sprite and writing the code. Okay, so let us start now. So when I start as a clone, what should I do? First initially go to events palette when flag clicked. So when flag is clicked, let me maximize the screen. So remember, student, I have selected the bullet sprite and writing this code. So do not forget to select that particular sprite in order to write. Okay, so when sprite green flag is clicked, I will set the size of that particular bullet. So go to looks palette and select set size to. So I don't want 100%. It's little it is looking little smaller. So I'll just make it as 130%. You can see, yeah, it is little bigger right now. right everyone? So it is little bigger right now. So yeah, let us make 150 and check. Yeah. So this is fine. This is fine. 150% is fine. Now I will initially hide. Right, students, I will initially hide. I don't want to show up. So this actually go to looks palette. Just scroll down. You can see hide. Right. So yeah, this is that whenever flag is clicked, I'll set this and then I will hide. Okay, students. So this is what we will be doing. And I need to, now we have created the clone. So what should it do after being created as a clone? So for that, go to control palette and bring this when I start as a clone. So what should I do when I start as a clone is what is the code we will be writing here. Right, students? So whenever I start as a clone, I will make some sound. That means the shooting sound should be produced, right? So you have start shoot a sound, right? So you can also select any other sound which matches a bullet shoot. Right, students? And next we are going to, so the bullet should always be shot by the rocket ship only. It should not be shot from anywhere around this space. So for that, now go to motion. So we are giving position for that particular space. Go to X and Y. Right, students? So what is the X position? It is the X position of the rocket ship. So for that, go to sensing palette. Here you can see X position of, yeah, here you can see health score, my variable. Okay, not this. There is one block that is X position and Y position. Okay. Let me just see. Volume, my variable, backdrop name. No. Yes. So when you click on select rocket ship, students, as you can see, when you click on this rocket ship, here you are getting X position. Okay. So we will be needing this only, that go to X position of the rocket ship and in Y, go to Y position of the rocket ship. As simple as that. So the rocket ship X position, Y position should match the bullets X and Y position. That's what is the main meaning of this particular code. Right, students. So we have brought our X and Y position of bullet and the spaceship on same. Now what we need to do? We need to shoot. So shooting is done after that particular shoot. When you just start as a clone, it should start the sound and then it will come to that particular initial position. And once that is done, it should show up. Right. Initially it was hidden. Right, students. So now it should show up. Again, go to looks palette and click on show. Right. So now show is done. So now after I shoot the bullet, when it is touching the ghost or when it is touching the edge, what should it do? That is what is the code we will be writing it right now. Go to events, not events, go to control. In control you have repeat until. So bring this block, repeat until when? Until when the edge is, bullet is touching the edge or if it is touching the ghost. For that, go to operators and in the operators you have OR operator. Bring this OR operator. So if, go to sensing, you have here, if touching, what it should touch? Okay, let me just stop it. So what it should touch, students? It should be touching, if it is touching the edge or if it is touching the bullet is touching the host, right? What it should do? It should vanish, right? So for that, let us go to control and here you have delete this clone option. Just write delete this clone. So delete this clone will be here. Here what it should do, it should change its direction. So for that, go to motion and in motion you have change Y by, right? So we will change y by some value, that is 10. 10 is fine, good to go. Right? So this is the entire code for your bullet palette, I mean the sprite. Right, students? So this is the code for bullet. Now in bullet, what's happening? It is creating the clone. So in rocket itself, we have created the clone. Whenever I'm clicking on the space, it is creating the clone. And what does that clone do? Whenever it is touching the host or it is touching the edge, it will change its direction and it will delete itself. Okay. So this is the code for our bullet. Now, last, we need to write the code for our ghost. Very, very, very simple. And here we are changing actually the scores and health as well. Right, everyone? So now select ghost sprite. So in ghost sprite, we are actually just moving that ghost in random direction so that we are getting more ghost which is coming in. And if the ghost is touched by a bullet, what we need to do? We will be changing the score by 1. If that ghost is touching the rocket ship, then we are changing the health score from 3 to minus. So it will be decremented by 1. And then again, if it is touching rocket ship, so 3 times you will be having a chance. So that is what is the condition will be writing. Right, students? So this is the condition. Now go to host. So host is pretty much fine actually, as you can see. It does not need much increase or decrease of size. It is pretty much cool. So only thing is that we can change the costume of our host also. Right? So yeah. So now what we need to do, let us go to control. So from control, events, go to events. From events, bring this when flag clicked, when very, very, very important. So if you can feel that the ghost size is fine enough, fair enough, then leave it as it is. If it is not, then you can change the size. You can increase or decrease the ghost size. Okay. Next, you will go to looks and you will hide. So initially, I don't want to see the monsters or ghost. So I'll just hide it. Okay. So yeah, now whenever it is starting as a clone, so what it should do, that is what we have to write here. So whenever the green flag is clicked, yes, so whenever green flag is clicked, I will hide. Basically, I will hide. So, and I also need to see costumes. So you can see in the costume section, you can see there are 3 costumes. So I can change costumes also. Instead of keeping one simple monster, I can give different variants of monster. Right? So yeah. So now for this, when flag clicked, I will hide. And then I will now go to control, bring forever loop and put it here. Okay, so bring forever, put it under hide, and next we will be changing the costume. For that, go to looks, click on next costume. So click on next costume, and now I'm creating clone. So for that, go to control, scroll down, you can see create clone of myself. So again and again I'm creating this clone, students. Why? Because there is not one monster, there is many monsters whom the rocket ship should kill. Okay, so yes, now go to control. You can see, wait for 1 second. 1 second is well and good. Right, students? So this is when flag clicked. Whenever I want to change the costume, I want to, clone myself. Whenever flag is clicked, this all things will be done. Now, after creating as a clone, what should that do? That we will be writing now. So let me maximize the screen. Yes, whenever I am as a clone, whenever I am a clone, what should I do? First thing first comes, I need to first show. I need to first be visible, right, students? So for that, go to looks palette and here you have show. When I start as a clone, show and go to some value. So it should go to some random directions, students. It should not come from anywhere from down below or from up. It should just fall, right? So for that, let us go to motion and select go to. Okay, so go to some random direction. So to give that, you can go to operators, pick 1 to 10 is what you can take. That is minus 200 to plus 200, you can keep the values. So minus 200 plus 200 will be up itself. Okay. And here in y, you can keep it as 180. Okay, students. So you can keep it as 180 so that it will be up. Minus 180 it will be down for y, and plus 180 will be up for y. Okay, so this is the values for x and y direction. And now we will repeat this particular block. So go to control and select repeat until. What are we doing in repeat until is that we will repeat if the position is minus 170. That means if the position of the ghost has come to the ground, then what should we do? That is what we'll be writing. Okay, so if go to operators, and in operators select greater than. Okay, so if the x position, the position is of y position is greater than, for example, minus 170, if this is greater than x position, sorry, y position. Where is y position? Scroll down, you can see y position here, right? So if this 170 is greater than y position, what should we do? We should change y by 3. Right, students? We need to change the y variable by minus 3. Okay, so why we are changing the y variable? Why? Because the position of that particular ghost is in less than minus 170. Okay, so now in this particular repeat until, let us write couple of code as well. I mean the conditions, that is if touching color, like sorry, if touching bullet, then if that particular ghost is touching the bullet, then the score will change. And also there should be a sound also. We can also add some sounds, that also we will add, and then that that ghost should be deleted, right? So for that, go to control and if. So if touching bullet, go to sensing and bring this if touching bullet. So what it should do, students? It should change the score. So the change score should be changed, right? Go to variables and here you can see change, right? So change score by 1. So we are incrementing. Right, students, we will change the score and then we will start some sound, zombie sound kind of thing. So we can just do that also. Let me just see this. No. So for this, let us go to sounds section, and in sound section, let us select some sound. Okay, which is opt. Let us go to effects and see if there is any effects. Okay. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, zoop is the sound I have taken here. So just go to sounds, right, students, and play zoop sound. This is the sound. So when it is dead, it should be done, and I should delete this clone. So for that, go to control, scroll down, you can see delete this clone. Right, students? So when it is touching the bullet, we have written the code. What if it is touching the rocket ship only? What it should do? That we will write it right now. So go to control. Now bring this if condition, put it here and write sense. Go to sensing. Give touching. Now what are we touching? The rocket ship. Correct. So when touching rocket ship, what should we do? We should change the score of health. So for that, go to variables. Change health. By how much we need to change? Minus 1. So whenever it touches rocket ship, minus 1 will be detected from the health. And I will delete this clone. So for delete this clone, you need to go to control and then delete this clone. Right, everyone? Correct? So this much is done for health and your score. What if the score, the health 3 is also minus 3 times if you touch, it will be 0. So if health is 0, what should you do? That is what is the condition. We need to write it here. So for that, again go to control, bring if condition. If, go to operators, you have equal to. equal to operator, bring this equal to operator. Now go to variables and add health here. If health variable, if it is equal to 0, then what should you do? You should wait. You can just stop everything. Before stopping, go to control, wait for some seconds, 0.2 seconds, right? And then you can delete this clone. So you can just stop all. Stop all is also fine. Delete this clone also you can do. So stop all. And now at last add one block, that is delete this clone. Okay. So delete this clone is here. Done, students. So this is the entire code for your host 2. I hope each and every block why are we using is very clear for you all. In case if you find any doubts or if you have any queries related to this activity, feel free to drop it down in the comment section. Okay, so now let us start playing the game. I'm so excited as much as you are. So yeah, let us start playing the game. Click on green flag. Okay. My bullets are shooting vertically. Why is it so? Anyone? Any idea? Anyone? It should change y value, not x value, students. So go to change x. Sorry, change y. It should change y by 10, not x by 10. Okay. Yeah, let us run this. So I touched 3 times. My health is 0. That's why the entire code has stopped. So this is our second session on how to make game using PictoBlocks application. That is the spaceship battle we have created. So I hope you would have gotten a clear idea on how you can make games as well on PictoBlocks application. Right? Any kind of doubts you have until here, anyone? Just let me know if you have any such doubts on the comment section so that we can move ahead with that. Okay, so this was how our activity was. This was the expected output and we got the same output as well. So you can also join our Telegram and WhatsApp group, right, for regular updates regarding Codeavour 5.0 International. So I hope all of you would have registered on the Codeavour competition. So if not, you can find some important links down in the description box. You can check it out. And if in case you are interested, you can join the competition and learn such innovative project based on technologies like AI, robotics, etc. And in the upcoming sessions, you will also be learning lots of stuff in using Python programming as well. So excited. And yeah, that's it for today's session, students. And I hope you enjoyed. I will be meeting you all in the next session with another interesting activity. Until then, stay safe. Bye-bye.